Okay, so get this. Some of the most fascinating insights into the future actually come from, well, leaked documents.
Leaked documents, really?
Yeah, we're talking about a document from this ex-OpenAI employee, Leopold Ashenbrener.
Oh, wow, I've heard of him.
Yeah, pretty big name in AI. Anyway, he wrote this document called Situational Awareness, the Decade Ahead. It's got some pretty wild predictions about artificial intelligence.
Like what kind of predictions?
Okay, buckle up. We're talking about machines that could think like humans, like really think, even surpass us.
Whoa, that's a big one.
Yeah, no kidding. So today we're diving deep into this document and all its implications. We're talking AGI, superintelligence, the whole 9 yards.
Sounds intense.
It is, but super fascinating too. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is artificial general intelligence?
AGI, right. Well, imagine a machine that can learn and reason just like a human can.
Okay, but we already have machines that can do some pretty amazing things.
True, but those are mostly specialized AI. They're good at specific tasks.
So AGI is more like a machine that can solve any problem, adapt to any situation.
Exactly. It would have the same general cognitive abilities as a human.
And this Ashenbrenner guy thinks that's going to be a reality soon.
Yeah, he actually puts a date on it, 2027.
2027, that's like right around the corner.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It seems crazy, but when you look at the progress in AI, it's not that far-fetched. Think about language models.
Like GPT.
Exactly. Just a few years ago, they were pretty basic. Now they're writing poetry, code, even having almost human-like conversations.
Yeah, I've messed around with those.
Yeah.
It's pretty freaky how good they're getting.
Right. And that's just one example. AI is advancing incredibly fast.
Okay, but even with all that, jumping from GPT to full-blown AGI in a few years seems like a huge leap.
It is. But one thing that's really accelerating things is the development of more efficient algorithms.
More efficient algorithms.
Yeah, so it's not just about having more powerful computers. It's also about figuring out smarter ways to design and train these AI systems.
So it's like finding a shortcut instead of just building a bigger engine.
Exactly, and those shortcuts are making a big difference. We can do more with less computing power and in less time.
Okay, so that's how AGI could become a reality so soon.
Yeah.
But this document goes even further, right? It talks about superintelligence.
Right, superintelligence. That's AI that doesn't just match human intelligence, but actually surpasses it in every way.
Okay, now we're getting into like sci-fi territory. What would a superintelligent AI even be capable of?
That's the big question, and it's hard to even imagine. We're talking about an intelligence that could solve problems we haven't even thought of yet.
Problems we can't even comprehend.
Potentially, yeah. It could revolutionize science, technology, maybe even reshape our understanding of reality itself.
Wow, is that a lot to take in? I mean, that could either be amazing or absolutely terrifying.
Exactly. And that's why this prediction is so important. It's a wake-up call. It's making us confront the implications of creating something potentially more intelligent than ourselves.
Okay, so where do we even begin to unpack all of this? Where do we go from here?
Well, I think the first step is to understand the scope of what we're dealing with. Let's start with the potential impact on something like national security.
AI and the military, that sounds a little intense.
It is. We're talking about AI that could control weapons systems, make strategic decisions, even wage war autonomously.
Okay, yeah, that definitely brings up some Terminator vibes.
It does. But there are also potential benefits, like AI could make warfare more precise, reduce civilian casualties.
Right, but still, handing over life or death decisions to machines, even super smart ones, feels kind of wrong.
It's a huge ethical question for sure. We have to think about things like bias in these systems, unintended consequences, even accountability.
Yeah, who's responsible if an AI-controlled weapon makes a mistake?
Exactly. Those are tough questions we need to figure out before we go down that road.
Okay, so AI in warfare is one big thing.
Mhm.
But this insider also talked about a massive economic transformation, right?
Absolutely. Think about it. AI that can do almost any cognitive task, as well as or better than a human. That's everything from analyzing data to writing legal briefs, even designing things.
So what happens to all the people who currently do those jobs? Mass unemployment?
It's a real concern, no doubt. But remember, technological disruption has always led to new industries and jobs in the past.
So maybe it's not about AI taking our jobs, but about us adapting to a world where AI is doing a lot of the work.
Exactly. It's about learning new skills, focusing on creativity and things AI can't do, and maybe even considering things like universal basic income.
Okay, that's a lot to think about. But there was one more thing this insider emphasized: the importance of security in AI development.
Right, because as we get closer to AGI and superintelligence, these technologies become incredibly valuable.
So whoever controls the most advanced AI has a huge advantage, like a new kind of arms race.
Exactly. We have to think about espionage, intellectual property theft, even sabotage as different groups try to get ahead.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about protecting it, making sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Exactly. And that's another big challenge we need to face.
Wow. Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around all of this.
Mm-hmm.
AGI potentially by 2027, maybe even superintelligence after that. Huge implications for war, the economy, global security. Did I miss anything?
I think you hit the main points. But the key takeaway is this isn't some sci-fi fantasy. This is happening now, and the decisions we make today will determine what that future looks like.
So it's up to all of us to be informed, engaged, and proactive in shaping this new world.
Absolutely. This is a technological revolution, but it's also a societal one. We all have a part to play in making sure it leads to a better future for humanity.
So it's a technological revolution, but it's also a societal one. We all have a part to play in making sure it leads to a better future for humanity. This is heavy stuff, you know?
Yeah. It is, yeah. I mean, we're talking about potentially reshaping every aspect of our lives. I mean,
Right.
what does it even mean for humanity if machines become smarter than us? Where do we fit in? It's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah, like what's our purpose then? Do we even have one?
Right. And I don't think anyone has the answers to those questions yet. But honestly, I think that's what makes this whole thing so interesting. It forces us to think about what it really means to be human. What are our strengths? What are our values?
It's like AI is making us look in the mirror,
Yeah.
forcing us to confront who we are.
Exactly. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe this is a chance to reevaluate our priorities, focus on what really matters. Maybe we can create a future where AI helps us become better, not just replaces us.
I like that. A future where AI and humanity work together.
Hmm.
But it's easy to feel overwhelmed by all of this, right? Like, what can one person actually do to make a difference?
I think the first step is just to stay informed. Educate yourself about AI, its potential, the risks, the ethics. Talk about it with people, with your friends, family. The more we understand, the better equipped we'll be to make good decisions.
Right. It's not just something happening to us, it's something we can shape.
Exactly. And maybe even get involved in shaping public policy. There are going to be a lot of big decisions to make in the coming years about how we develop and use AI.
Okay, so stay informed, get involved. But honestly, all of this is just a lot, like a lot to process.
Yeah, it is.
But it's been an incredible deep dive. I've learned so much, even though it's a little mind-blowing. I think I need some time to digest all of this.
I think we all do.
Yeah. To everyone listening, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on all of this? What are your hopes, your fears about the future of AI? Share your thoughts in the comments because this is a conversation we need to have together. And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep. It really makes you think, like what's our place in all of this?
It's the big question, isn't it?
It is. It's kind of scary too, right? I mean, if machines become smarter than us, what happens to us? What happens to humanity?
I get it. It's unsettling. But here's the thing. No one knows for sure what's going to happen.
So it's not like a guaranteed doomsday scenario.
Not necessarily. It all comes down to the choices we make, the decisions we make today about how we develop AI, how we use it. Those choices will determine the future.
So we're not just like powerless bystanders in all of this.
No, not at all. We have a say. We have agency.
That's kind of reassuring, actually. But it also puts a lot of responsibility on us, doesn't it?
It does. But it's also an incredible opportunity. I mean, we're talking about shaping the future, not just for ourselves, but for generations to come.
Okay, so what can we do? What are the most important things we need to focus on?
Well, for starters, we need to have open and honest conversations about all of this, about the potential benefits and risks of AI, about the ethical considerations, the societal impacts. We can't just bury our heads in the sand and pretend this isn't happening.
We need to face it head on.
Exactly. And we need to do it together. This isn't just a conversation for scientists and tech experts. It's a conversation for everyone.
Because it affects everyone.
Exactly. And the more voices we have in this conversation, the better the outcome is likely to be.
Okay, so talk about it, raise awareness. What else?
We need to start thinking about the kind of future we want to create with AI, and then work backwards from there. What are our values? What are our goals? How can we use AI as a tool to help us achieve those things?
So it's not about just letting AI happen to us. It's about actively shaping its development, steering it in a direction that benefits humanity.
Exactly. It's about taking control of our own destiny, even in the face of such powerful technology. And it's about remembering that AI is ultimately a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
So the choice is ours. It's in our hands.
It is. And I really believe that if we approach this with intention, with wisdom, with compassion, we can create a future where AI and humanity thrive together. It's a challenge, for sure, but it's also an incredible opportunity.
I love that. Okay, so everyone listening, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on all of this? What are your hopes and fears about the future of AI? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.